There is a Copernicus effect in the truth of life evolution. Life evolution has been established as the truth by science, but life evolution has not been established as truth by religion. Religion has found a completely different truth. Why is that? Because religion does not treasure the soul. Religion does not meditate on the soul. It does not pray on the soul. It prays on the spirit, which is a penthouse type of reality. The soul is here. The spirit is here. We pray and meditate here. We never pray and meditate here because we think our soul doesn't have much value. It's too small to have any value. But the fact is that the evolution of life depends on the soul and all of its efforts in all of the species. Life evolution on Earth is dependent on souls. Life sends trillions and trillions of souls to accomplish something. Some souls die, some souls succeed a little bit, then die, but life's only agent are souls. Everything on this planet is built by souls. The bridge, the houses, the cities, the species were built by the efforts and mutations of souls. And therefore, if we meditate and we pray to our own soul, we start getting connected to life itself and what life actually is. And then the evolution of life becomes apparent. So meditation is a very powerful means of knowledge and concentration. But if you meditate on the wrong thing, you get lost. Spiritual meditation is a way to get lost. It's not malicious. It's not like the prophets were malicious. They were looking for the truth, but they went to Siberia. They went to the North Pole. The spirit is the North Pole. It does not reveal the truth of this game. There is no creator here. If you meditate on the spirit, you find a personal God. And then, in Judaism, Christianity, and Islam, you find a personal God. But if you meditate further, if the soul meditates more, the personal gods become an impersonal God, become like a vacuum, a nothing. How is it possible that you can go beyond God? It's not possible, but it's possible in Hinduism and Buddhism. And I have experienced this. I'm not speaking as an academic, right? That we get lost. We think life is not. The more you get into the spirit world, the more life on earth is nothing. It's meaningless, right? And that is not the truth. The truth is exactly the opposite. Life on earth is the only meaning. Life is a treasure and death is the enemy. That's the truth. And religion has missed the north, has missed the truth. Reincarnation exists. The soul reincarnates. The soul has many, many lives to learn a very difficult subject, life, that has many faculties. There are physical, animal, emotional incarnations, intellectual incarnations. This is a truth incarnation. There's all kinds of things going on. The mentality of a human is very complex. Reincarnation exists. I have experienced it. But reincarnation does not serve the world of the dead, the spirit worlds where the soul goes, is used by the evolution of life to develop better and better souls. We talk about old souls and young souls. There are humans that are very young. It's their first life. They don't know much about anything. They will make serious errors. Older souls make less errors. That's the whole point of reincarnation, to build better and better souls for the objective. What is the central objective of life evolution? The central objective is to defeat death. The only enemy life has is death. There is mental death and physical death. Well, life evolution wants to defeat both. That's the object of this game. Religion never thought we could defeat death. But through progress, development in the mind and development in the body and differing body becoming, it is possible for life evolution to develop a mind and body stronger than death. That is the Ripleys, believe it or not, about this game. What happens when you die? Life preserves your experience. Life treasures your experience, whatever it is, and it gives you a certain time of peace. The spirit world has one quality and one quality alone, peace. And sometimes that is a very serious pleasure. Peace is such a pleasure that people meditate on peace. They want to be at peace because life is so difficult and suffering. They just want peace. Right? So peace is a pleasure. It's the pleasure of peace, and you have to work for that pleasure too. The Buddha speaks about peace like an eternal peace. It isn't an eternal peace. It is just as temporary as the pleasure of the senses because it requires work. The peace of a meditator requires meditation, continuous meditation. If you stop meditating, you lose your peace. All right? So peace is an object. Peace is a pleasure, just like the pleasures of the senses. So what happens to the soul when it dies? It's kind of taking a video cassette out of a video player or an audio cassette out of a tape recorder. You have the music, you have the video, but there's no light, there's no playing, there's no experience. The more you go into the spirit world, the more the experience dies off. There's no experience. The deep meditation that goes into the spirit world has no experience. Even the experience of being alive or dead disappears. You become nothing. That's why it's called shunyata in Buddhism. There's nothing. And the soul enjoys that. There's a kind of enjoyment of that peace because there's no more trouble. There's no more trouble. And the soul gets attached to this. There's an attachment in spirituality. The attachment is peace. So religion is a mistake because it's life upside down. The living souls are more valuable than dead souls. All right? Life on earth is more valuable than life in the other world, in the other side. There is a life in the other side. That is the business of the dead. It's the business of reincarnation. There are mechanics that make us die and come back to the living as a more matured soul, a more experienced soul that is less likely to make errors. If you want to repair your sink and you get a young plumber, you might fall into trouble. But if you get an experienced plumber who's seen thousands of problems, that's the guy I want to repair my sink. Well, reincarnation is the same. Life prefers matured souls. Life prefers advanced souls, souls that will make less and less mistakes and become stronger and more powerful and more intelligent in this game and more successful in this game. That's what life evolution wants, and that's why reincarnation exists. Reincarnation doesn't exist because there's a big truth in the sky and we go back to the source. The source is life. It's life evolution on the planet. Reincarnation and the spirit worlds are basically servants of the living souls on earth. Life is upside down. Religion has taught us life upside down. So why is it that we suffer so much? Because this game is about life versus death. That's what this game is about. Life is up against death. Death is a lot stronger than life. Life is a little child growing, trying to find ways to defeat death. Life has not reached adulthood, especially in the human species. We call them the children. Yeah, we don't call them the adults of God because the human is very much a child, and a child is easy. It's easy for a child to get lost. So religion never found life evolution as the truth because it never meditated on the soul itself. It always meditated on the spirit. This is the error, because if you meditate on the spirit, you just get into nothing and nothing and more nothing, and you lose your desire to live. You think death is better than life. You want to get into extinction of the soul. as in Buddhism and in Hinduism. You don't want to be born anymore. This is a very serious state of depression. The spirit makes the soul extremely depressed and not loving life itself. In fact, love of life in Hinduism is an affliction of the soul. That's outrageous, that life is an affliction and death is some kind of benefit. Well, that's what religion found. So in conclusion, life evolution is the boss. We are souls working for life evolution, whether we like it or not. It is the progress of life on earth, life in this universe that matters. It is not what is happening in the spiritual worlds. That is the world of the dead. The world of the dead serves the world of the living, which means it serves life evolution, not the other way around. We don't serve the world of the dead. The world of the dead serve us.